I lost 60 pounds and here are things I wish I learned sooner.
Bestie, there's something powerful about hearing weight loss advice from women who have lived it, breathed it, cried through it, and finally made it out. Bestie, we're talking about real expert women who wake up one day and decide that I can't live like this anymore. Hey Bestie, welcome to my channel. Kindly subscribe and also like the video. So in today's video, we're talking about expert women sharing weight loss tips that actually works. So I've put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back, share my truth.
I lost 60 pounds and here are things I wish I learned sooner. For the love of God, put the alcohol down. I don't care if it's just a glass of wine. Stop. There's literally only one way that you can lose fat. It doesn't matter if you're doing the keto diet, the grapefruit diet, vegetarian, vegan, whatever. It doesn't matter if you choose to do weightlifting, Pilates, cardio. If you are not consuming less calories than you are spending throughout the day, you will not burn fat. You have to count your calories and your macros. There's no way around that. You have to know what you're putting in your body. And by the way, olive oil has 120 calories in a tablespoon. I found that out way too late. Yes, it's best to eat single ingredient whole foods, but if having a processed protein bar or like some sort of shake is going to help you stay consistent, just eat it. You have to get your steps in. Get your steps in. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. You have no idea how hard it is to get bulky. You have to do that intentionally to end up that way. And on the other side of that, if you're not already skinny, Pilates is no. It's great for elongating and for strength training, but if you're not eating right, Pilates is literally going to do nothing to your body. For the love of everything in this world, eat enough protein or you're going to end up skinny fat. The little things matter. Taking a walk after you eat, switching out your milk for low fat, switching out other options for low fat. It doesn't seem like a lot in the moment, but when they all add up, it makes a huge difference. If you're eating in a calorie deficit and you're not losing weight, you're not eating in a calorie deficit. And if you're struggling with your calorie deficit, here's what did it for me. Oils, cheese, and avocado. Yes, avocado is healthy, but girl, just look up how many calories are in avocado. And this last one's for your mindset. Stop being jealous of the girls you see at the gym that are super fit. Start admiring them for their hard work, and it'll make you a lot more motivated and disciplined. Love you, bye.
Let me give you 5 tips that help me go from feeling bloated and inflamed and carrying 5-10 extra pounds to feeling really good in my body without having to track calories, without having to track my workouts, and without having to overexert myself in the gym. Okay, tip number 1 was to be really mindful with my eating during my meals. So that meant no screens in front of me. It helps you be present and enjoy what you're eating and actually understand your hunger cues a lot more. I feel like when you eat in front of a screen, you can just like scarf down a meal and then like you blink and all of a sudden all the food on your plate is gone and you're still hungry. So that was a really big one for me. That takes me right into tip number 2. If I was still hungry after my meals, I would wait around like 15 to 20-ish minutes to determine if I was actually still hungry or if I was just craving. Sometimes when I just start to eat, turn some switch on in me that I could eat and eat and eat, just kind of slowing down and being more aware of like what my hunger cues actually are. It helped me eat the proper amounts of food that my body actually needed instead of just like eating in excess because I felt hungry in that one moment. Tip number 3, I really reduced my sugar intake, and that included refined sugars and healthy sugars. Refined sugars I don't really eat, but healthy sugars, like even when I was eating like things like dates or a lot of fruit and stuff, it still hit that same sugar rush that refined sugars would give me, and it would make me just want to eat more and more and more. Having meals that were more high protein, high fiber, high in healthy fats helped me feel a lot more satisfied and not feeling like I needed to eat in excess. If I eat something sweet, there's like a sugar gremlin inside of me that comes out and just could like go on and on and on. So I just like put that gremlin at bay by just reducing the amount of healthy sugars I would even eat. Okay, tip number 4 was just making sure I was moving my body enough throughout the day, throughout the week. Every single day I aimed for around 20,000 steps. I know this sounds like a lot, but I work on my feet, so it's actually not that challenging for me. I was using walking as my form of cardio, and then I was also being really intentional with my workouts. So I stopped going to like random workout classes and I started doing my own thing again, where I just focused on basic movements that were like strength Pilates kind of esque, and then I did low weight, high rep for everything. Okay, my final tip is, even though I wasn't tracking my calories, I was really intentional with the food I was putting into my body and just like the breakdown of my meals, I really made sure to get enough protein, make sure I was getting enough healthy fats, make sure I was eating enough fiber. Also, I was just aware of like the amount of calories I was eating without actually tracking. So for example, if I was going out for dinner that night with my friends, I just made sure to eat a lot cleaner and maybe a little bit less during the day because I knew I was going to be eating more at night. Or another example is if I had a cottage weekend coming up, I would be really clean during the week. That way I could be a little bit more relaxed with my meals over the weekend and it not cause any sort of change on how I looked or how I felt. Those are just some tips that I feel like help me achieve the physique I want to be in without having to live this like strict, regimented, healthy lifestyle, and instead just be a little bit more, I guess, intentional, a little bit more intuitive, and like not so high stress about everything. I hope you can take away one of these tips and implement it into your life, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I've lost 85 pounds naturally in 14 months, and you might too if you stop pouring olive oil like it's free. Fat isn't the enemy. Overeating is. This is the fat tier list where we separate fat that actually help you lose weight from the ones that are secretly holding you back. D tier is going to be our fake healthy fat. These are for the ones that look fit, but they're actually filthy. I'm talking about keto snacks, protein cookies, and nut butters with 12 ingredients and more sugar than a Reese's cup. You're not eating healthy fats. You're eating a dessert that's in gym clothes. If the label says clean, but your portions say chaos, you're not in ketosis, babe. You're in confusion. C tier is going to be avocado everything. And before y'all come for me and go into cardiac arrest, calm down. It's not bad. It's good fat. It's just a lot of fat. Half an avocado, great. The whole thing plus oil on toast, that's over 400 calories before your coffee. Avocado's healthy, but it's not magical. If you're stuck in a plateau or dealing with visceral fat, it might be hiding in your avocados, babe. B tier is going to be for the oils, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, all the fancy drizzles that make you feel like you're in Ratatouille. Yes, they are healthy fats. Yes, they are good for your heart, but let's keep it real. They can add up fast. Every teaspoon is around 120 calories. And nobody's ever just used 1 teaspoon of oil. And before y'all lose y'all mind, I'm not telling you to weigh your oil. I'm just telling you to be aware. A little mindfulness will go a long way for a lot of you. A light drizzle is fine, but a deep fry in disguise, not so much. You don't need to track every single thing. Just understand what you are consuming. A tier is going to be for the fats that actually work for you. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and natural peanut butter. They're nutrient dense, full of fiber, and keep you full for longer periods of time. But again, a handful isn't a measurement. It's a mindset. That healthy snack can easily hit over 400 calories before you even blink. Eat them with intention. They're a tool, not a toy. S tier crown the winner. This is the real deal. It's going to be salmon, egg, and whole foods that your body actually recognizes. And yes, salmon counts as a fat, not just a protein. It's what we call fatty protein. It gives you both protein and omega-3s that support your hormones, your brain health, and metabolism. These are the fats that are actually going to keep you full, help your body burn efficiently, and actually work with your goals. On my 85-pound weight loss journey, I didn't cut fat. I just learned which ones I could trust. Here's a pro tip. If it comes from the earth, hasn't been processed to death, and doesn't need a label to prove that it's healthy, it's probably going to be S tier. At the end of the day, you do not need to fear fat. But let's be clear, healthy does not mean unlimited, and awareness doesn't mean obsession.
I lost 40 pounds in 3 months naturally, and if I had to start all the way over from day one, here are the tips that I would use that you need to know for your fitness journey. Part 2. Hi sister, my name is Amari Kiera, and all I want to do is let you know what I did so you could do it too. The only way you are going to lose body fat is by being in a calorie deficit. I want you to go on Google and search TDEE calculator and input your height, weight, and activity level. Then subtract about 100 from the maintenance calories that they provide. Base your meals off of this number. This will be the calorie deficit specific to you to maximize your weight loss. All this means is that you will be finding the calorie amount that you need to intake to lose body fat. I already dropped the second tip to my sisters in the comments on part 1. Go see part 1 if you missed it. The key to the speedy weight loss success that you want is intermittent fasting. It just is. You want to delay your first meal of the day and eat your last meal of the day earlier. basically. My first meal of the day would be around 1 or 2, and it would usually consist of a deli meat lettuce wrap and strawberry chobani yogurt. Dinner would be around 7. The last tip that propelled my weight loss and is still helping me on my journey today is drinking a pre-workout, but it has to have thermogenic fat burner properties. Pair that with this. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. I won't even try. And it will literally turn your fat into fuel. It turns your fat into energy, y'all. I like OxyShred. I have like 4 flavors. They're all really good. Try it. Please make sure you are right in your faith and put God first. Strengthening my relationship with God has been the driving force to my whole weight loss transformation. I've noticed transformation in so many parts of my life. We gotta lock in. Love you. Bye.
If your goal is fat loss and you're having a hard time seeing progress, keep watching this video. I'm going to give you my top 3 tips to help you get to those fat loss goals a lot sooner, sis. And this is part 2, so if you missed part 1, make sure you go back and grab that, but listen all the way up. Let's get it. Part 2, number 1, and listen, sis, I know you be in the gym. I know you be picking up heavy weights. I know you looking good, feeling good in the gym. But I can promise you that the part that you're missing is the cardio. For that fat loss, you got to incorporate that walk into your day. An intentional 30 to 45 minute walk will change the game for you a lot sooner, including your weightlifting. Weightlifting is priority. The cardio is what's going to turn you up a notch and get that body to that lean muscle mass that you want so bad. And speaking of your intentional cardio, listen, you got to get your step count up. I know it seems so small and it don't feel like you really got to do it, but you really do. It's going to take you from where you are looking bulky with fat on top of weight, on top of muscle, to that lean muscle mass. You feeling good in your clothes. You looking good, slim. I see your ab lines. Your arms are cut. You got to get the steps up, sis. Listen, 10,000 steps per day will burn on average an extra 300 to 400 calories for you per day. Do that for 30 days straight. That's an extra 12,000 calories burned. That's 3 to 4 pounds down just from getting your steps in and being in a calorie deficit. Now, not even taking into account your weightlifting and your cardio. That's just from your steps. So turn it up a notch, sis. If you want to see these fat loss goals, you got to put that cardio in your life. 10,000 steps, no matter what. Non-negotiable. I go for 20,000. I want you doing 10,000 no matter what. And number 3, and you ought to know what I'm coming with for fat loss, sis, you got to make the alcohol little to none. Listen, I know it's holiday season, so, enjoy your family and your friends how you see fit. I need you choosing better food options. We're not chasing it with 300 grams of sugar. No. Keep it a skinny mark. Stick to shots only. Follow up with water and electrolytes. That's your chaser. This is how you're going to get to fat loss a lot sooner. But if you can, I would rather you not drink at all so you can really tap into who you want to be. At least for a period of time. No drinking. Go 90 days without drinking. I promise you. It's going to change your life. But if you must, shots only. Skinny marks. No 300 milligrams of sugar chasers. Water and electrolytes. And this will change the game for you on that fat loss. Remember, alcohol has 0% health benefits, and it only slows your fat loss down by a couple days. So make sure you choose wisely when you choose. And that's part 2 to help you get to fat loss a lot sooner, sis. This video gave you some insight on how you can tap to that fat loss phase. I want you to comment part 3 below. Let me know, and I'll give you the next top 3 tips. Let's get it. Let's go.
Okay, I wanted to make this video on how I lost over 30 pounds all the way up until about the end of June. Up until now, it's about May 31st as I'm making this video. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen the evolution of me in my skinny era when I first started making content all the way up until now. So I'm at about 171 pounds as of today. In January, I probably was as high as 200 pounds. And my highest weighted that I have on file is 196.6. So I'm going to tell you the few things that I did in order to lose weight while still enjoying everything that I do. Like, I get to still drink some juice. I get to still eat ice cream, go out to eat with my friends, etc. So let me tell you these first tips. Number 1, lower your cortisol levels. And this is something so beautiful because the first thing that I found that helps is doing some light cardio. You don't have to run fast paced, do the intense training and workouts. I would start off small with baby steps. I had a walking pad. I invested into that. I got it off Amazon for about $99. I bought a scale so that I can measure the portions of the foods that I eat. And I slowly implemented these habits because I knew that I wasn't really eating too bad. It was just the portions and the type of meats that I was eating was very heavy in fat. So because of that, I would advise step 2 or tip number 2, switch to leaner meats. Okay, don't always go for the chicken wings if you eat chicken. Sometimes get the chicken breast, chicken thighs. That's my personal favorite. They're juicier, they're cheaper, and specifically I go for the boneless, skinless chicken. Also, switch to lean ground turkey, lean ground beef. I usually do at the very least 85% lean, because that's when you still get all the good flavor as well as all of the good nutrients and less fat. Second, always measure all of your portions. So I usually do 3 ounces or 4 ounces of meat, 3 ounces, 4 ounces of veggies. And then sometimes if I do the carbs, I'm a hand cut my fries, and my best investment was the air fryer. 4, switch from the fatty oils. Do not deep fry your foods. Do not eat deep fried foods all the time, especially things that are heavily battered, right? And all that flour. Do not flour your chicken. Just simply throw it in the air fryer. If you're going to do the grease, hey, every now and then with some vegetable oil, whatever it is. Sometimes I may suggest, find a different alternatives that works for you. You can shallow fry things if that's a slow step for you. And that's a big thing. Start small. Don't expect yourself to change these habits overnight. So if you really like juice, start off with monitoring the amount of juice you drink that day. Then, the second time or the second day, only drink a serving. Really look at those nutritional facts on the side or the back of the packaging, because one, it shows you where all of these calories are coming from, and most of all, what all of the nutrients or the lack of nutrients that you are getting or not getting. So for example, I used to love cranberry juice, and that cranberry juice had over 45 to 53% of my daily content value of sugar I was supposed to get, and I used to drink so much of it, right? So all I needed, one serving is about 8 fluid ounces. And that was about maybe 180, 120 calories per serving. I wasn't even measuring the amount of juice that I was drinking. I was just simply filling up my glass. I didn't even know how many ounces the glass was in. It was about 16 ounces. So I'm drinking double the serving, right? And I'm going back because, one, I'm probably dehydrated. I probably need some water. That's another thing you want to do too. Get your water intake up, and make sure you get the proper water intake and things of that nature. So once you make sure that you measure out all your food, you switch to leaner meats, you cut out the fatty oils. I say air fry or bake. Use your oven. Best investment. And then on top of that, you lower your cortisol levels, which means you maintain your stress. You do some light cardio every day. You get your 10K steps. 8K to 10K is good. If you don't get 10,000 steps every day, that's okay. And most of all, I want you all to have the right mindset and to remember, this is about my health long term. It ain't about me looking fit or lean for the summer. It's not about me fitting into my wedding dress or fitting into my graduation gown, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you live a healthy lifestyle. You don't want to be 40, 50, 60 years old struggling to get around, especially things that are preventable or avoidable right now. So that's the main goal that we have. So you may not see the results instantaneously. And if you are big like me, trust me, if you stay consistent, 10, 20 pounds will come off that first month for sure. And then you're going to have a period of stagnation. But it's really just water retention and so many other factors that goes on, especially the more that you aggressively cut, meaning calorie deficit. I only eat about 1,600 calories a day. I don't eat that 1,600. At the very most, I may do 1,200, 800, whatever. And that's because I'm getting food full of fiber. Fiber, protein is very important, and get all of your vitamins. So those are some of the tips that I had that helped me lose 30 pounds in about 5 months. And I've been off and on. I eat snacks, I eat chips, I eat pizza, I eat cheeseburgers. I switched to turkey bacon instead of pork. I don't eat it that often, and I'm mindful of what I do. So God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful journey and a wonderful...
Here's what a day of eating should look like for you. If your goal is fat loss, weight loss, and if you didn't know, I'm your sister coach to Fit and Finance. I lost 100 plus pounds naturally. I've been able to maintain that weight loss over the last 8 plus years. I own a women's only gym here in Houston, Texas, and I teach other women to do the exact same. So I'm going to show you what a day of eating should look like if your goal is fat loss and weight loss. And when I say weight loss, about 8 to 10 pounds a month, and get it down this year, okay? Tap all the way in. Starting off strong with breakfast, sis, because you should be eating breakfast. For one, that intermittent fasting shit is dead. It is not long term. It's not sustainable, and you are slowing that metabolism down. So get to eating that breakfast, okay? So we're looking at, if you are at home, I would have 2 egg whites, which is about 6 tablespoons. I would have 2 slices of uncured turkey bacon, which gives you about 6 grams of protein each. And I would have 1 to 2 slices of keto toast, depending on your goals. This is if you're at home and you have time to cook breakfast every morning. Now, if you're on the go and you need a quick breakfast and you are looking for something to pop in a microwave, you can pretty much do this same breakfast, but we're gonna make it for the whole week. We're gonna make it for 5 days. So those same 2 slices of uncured turkey bacon, right? We're gonna have 1 egg white because it's gonna fit on the English muffin or the keto toast. You wrap that up in foil or parchment paper, throw it in the refrigerator, and microwave in the morning for about 1 minute to 1 minute and a half, and you're good to go. This gets you a good 20 to 30 grams of protein at the top of the morning, okay? So that's breakfast. Within 2 hours of breakfast, because we're working on metabolism and making sure you're getting that metabolism right for fat loss, right? I like to have Greek yogurt, okay? Within 2 hours of breakfast. So if I have breakfast at 8, at 10 o'clock, I'm gonna have Greek yogurt, okay? I like the ratio Greek yogurt because it's 25 grams of protein. Ditch the honey and all that granola shit, because all that's doing is giving you hella more carbs and hella more calories that you can't afford and you can use towards other meals in a day, right? If I want flavor in my Greek yogurt, I go for berries. Berries are so good for your gut health. So many health benefits to berries. So if you need some flavor in that Greek yogurt, go for berries. And then within 2 hours of our mid-morning snack, we're going for lunch. I like to do 6 ounces of chicken breast and or chicken thigh, 1 cup of potatoes or 1/4 cup of rice, and I like to do 1 cup of veggies. So it looks like this. Real simple, straight to the point, hella hot sauce. And remember, this is, if you're trying to get this fat down and its weight down now, like, you can play with the foods all you want, but it's gonna be harder to stick with it. This shit right here, the simple shit is what works, okay? So that's what I like to have for lunch. Okay, and within 2 hours of lunch, the stomach starts boiling again. I'm gonna have either a tuna fish packet, a Bear Bells protein bar. I'll have either a bag of Quest protein chips. All of these things are super high in protein. The Bear Bells protein bar has 20 grams of protein. The Quest protein chips has 19 grams of protein. The tuna packet has 18 grams of protein. Like, you see where I'm going with this? Like, get your protein up. You're gonna stay fuller longer. You're gonna be more satisfied, and you're not gonna rack up on the carbs and calories like you usually do, right? And then for dinner, we can have a little fun, right? We're gonna have some tacos. We all love tacos, right? So for tacos, I like to grab 2 either Missions low carb tortillas, the keto version, or the extreme brand because it has lots of fiber, right? You get 2 of those, okay? I want you to put 3 ounces of either chicken, ground beef, ground chicken, or ground turkey in each shell. That gets you 6 ounces of protein right there, 30 grams. Add your pico, add your salsa, add your lettuce, whatever you like. Ditch the sour cream, sis. I'm telling you, plain Greek yogurt tastes just the same as sour cream. And this is coming from a sour cream girly. Ditch the sour cream. All that fucking dairy and all that fucking fat is just sitting on you. So put you a tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt on there and enjoy dinner, sis. Pretty good, right? And then, we're not done yet. For our late night snack, we're gonna grab a Yiso Greek yogurt ice cream bar. 100 calories, about 5 grams of protein. Listen, you should be full and satisfied at this point. Go to bed. Stop staying up so late. That shit is making you overeat. Make sure you're drinking your water in between to help you stay full. Have you a protein shake, a vegan protein shake, within 30 minutes of your workout. And I can promise you, if you follow this exact plan over the course of the next 2 weeks to 1 month, you will drop a good 8 pounds. I'm telling you. And fat. So, if you enjoyed this video, give me a heart below. Let me know what inspired you. And I'll give you 3 more food ideas to help you drop the body fat and build that lean muscle mass.
That's the video, besties. I'm just here just to add on like what I think about today's video. In today's video, talking about expert women sharing their weight loss tips that will help you lose the weight. Bestie, the first thing every expert woman will tell you is that weight loss does not begin in the kitchen or at the gym. It begins in your mind. You lose the weight mentally before you lose it physically. You wake up one day and decide you're tired, tired of the pain, tired of the clothes not fitting, tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. That mental switch is the moment everything changes. Because once your mind is in the right place, your body flows. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop saying tomorrow. You start saying today. You start saying now. Basically, another truth is that you must build discipline, not motivation. Motivation is cute, but it's inconsistency. Motivation disappears as soon as life gets hard. If only showing up when you feel like it, you will not reach your goal. Expert women learn discipline the hard way. Discipline is part of you that wakes up even when you're not in the mood. Discipline carries through the cravings, the stress, the sad days, the busy days, and the don't care day to day. So discipline becomes the backbone of your weight loss. It's not about being perfect. It's about not quitting, bestie. Something else that expert women learn is that Food is not the enemy, but emotional eating is. Most of us were not overeating because we are bored, stressed, lonely, or tired. Food was comfort, therapy, and celebration all at once. You don't lose weight by starving yourself. You lose weight by separating your feelings from your food. You start asking yourself, am I hungry or am I just sad? That simple question can save you thousands of calories, bestie. So make sure you ask yourself that question. There's also a moment where you realize that environment either feeds your progress or feeds your downfall. You can't keep junky food in the house and expect magically avoid it. You can't surround yourself with people who mock your goals or attempt you with unhealthy habits and still expect to win. Expert women learn how to protect their space. They remove the temptations, they choose better influences, they set boundaries. Your environment should be designed for your success, not your weakness. Basically, another key lesson expert women agree on is that the scale is not the boss. If you let the scale dictate your mood, you will quit before you even see the results. Weight loss is not linear. Your weight loss will go down, then up, then stay the same, then drop again. Real transformation happens in the mirror, in your clothes, in your strength, in your energy, in the way you move. Don't let the scale bully you. It's just a tool, not your identity. Basically, one of the most freeing challenges you experience is learning portion control without feeling deprived. You don't need to cut everything you like. You don't need to stop eating your favorite food. You simply need to know where enough is enough. Expert women learn how to eat like women who respect themselves. Small portions, more awareness, more balance. It's not about never eating a cake again. It's about not eating half the cake in one sitting. Another big truth is that walking is extremely underrated. You don't have to do crazy workout to lose the weight. You don't have to be in the gym for hours or 7 days in a week. Many women who lost weight started with simple daily walks. Walking clears your mind and reduces stress. And I'm a living testimony that I do my walks every day. And even if you are so stressed, when you just go out, your mindset will be so relieved. When you see the trees, you see how outside is, the fresh air, you keep walking and your body feels better and lighter. So the more you do that, your body is going to thank you later. Okay. So sometimes the most effective thing are simple things. This is one thing we should just put in mind, besting. Then comes the uncomfortable part, accountability. Expert women keep it real. They had to be brutally honest with themselves. No more excuses. No more blaming metabolism, genetics, or circumstances. No more lying about what they eat. No more pretending they are barely eating. Accountability forces you to take ownership of your choices. It's empowering, not shameful. Once you take responsibility, you take control. Another thing many of these women share is how important consistency is. Weight loss is not a 24 hours transformation, it's a lifestyle shift. You will have to work good weeks. You have good weeks and bad weeks. Restart, but what matters is that you keep going. Consistency is the secret weapon. Even slow progress is still progress.